When Peter Rabbit bounced down the garden path, he tapped his little blue jacket with a twig to make sure it stayed put. It was important to be neat when meeting a distinguished gentleman. Today's visitor was special. Peter hoped he wouldn't mind the muddy boots. The path hadn't been very clean, but the gentleman didn't seem to notice as he bent to examine a clump of weeds. "How do you do?" Peter asked politely. The gentleman straightened, revealing a round face framed by wisps of graying white hair. His spectacles perched precariously on his nose. He beamed at Peter. "My dear fellow, I am Professor Hufflepuff, and you are?" "Peter Rabbit, sir," he replied, tipping his imaginary hat. "And what brings you to Mr. McGregor's garden?" "Why, this delightful patch of weeds, my boy. These dandelions. Are they not magnificent?" Peter tilted his head. "They're weeds, sir." The professor peered at them through his spectacles. "Ah, weeds. Yes, so I have been told, but I disagree. They may grow where they please, these golden suns, but their cheerful faces are surely a delight to behold." Peter thought for a moment. "Well, I suppose if you like yellow flowers, like them, my dear fellow, I adore them. You see, I am writing a book about the hidden beauty of common things, and these dandelions are perfect for an illustration." Peter's ears perked up. "You're writing a book. Can I help?" The professor patted his shoulder. "Indeed, my boy. Just show me those clumps of weeds growing over there." For the next hour, Peter led the professor around the garden, pointing out the patches of weeds most suited for his pictures. In between sips of tea from his thermos and nibbles of dandelion leaves, the professor shared stories of faraway lands, explaining how his books had taken him from bustling cities to quiet cottages, from snow-capped mountains to sun-baked deserts. As the afternoon stretched on, Peter became bolder, asking questions about everything from the professor's ink bottle to the stars that twinkled in the afternoon sky. "What's your favorite place, sir?" Peter asked, hopping onto a nearby stone. The professor closed his eyes, a dreamy smile touching his lips. "There's a meadow nestled between hills, a babbling brook nearby, and the air is always filled with the scent of honeysuckle. Wildflowers carpet the ground, and butterflies dance among the blooms." Peter sighed. "It sounds beautiful." It was, the professor added softly. "But alas, that meadow is gone now. The river changed its course, you see, and the wildflowers have yielded to crops. Such is the way of the world, I suppose." He looked at Peter, his eyes twinkling. "But the memory of that place remains, just as the memory of a dream lingers after waking." Peter pondered this as the professor packed away his drawing supplies. He understood that some places and moments slip away, yet the feeling they held might stay, shaping how we see the world around us. "Well, it's getting late," the professor said, rising. "Time for me to be on my way." He took a deep breath, savoring the sweet air. "It's been a pleasure meeting you, Peter Rabbit." "You too, sir." Peter watched as the professor walked away, his gait lighter now, his shoulders squared. The setting sun cast long shadows, turning the garden into a maze of light and dark. Peter hopped after the retreating figure, eager to ask another question, to hear another story. The professor turned, sensing Peter's return. "Did you forget something, my boy?" "Oh, yes," Peter said, reaching into his waistcoat pocket. He pulled out a dandelion, tucking it behind the professor's ear. The professor beamed, adjusting the flower. "How splendid!" "Thank you, Peter." Peter tipped his imaginary hat, grinning. "It suits you, sir." The professor chuckled, his eyes crinkling at the corners. "1,000 thanks, my young friend. 1,000 thanks." And as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Peter Rabbit knew he had spent an afternoon not just with a distinguished gentleman, but with a kindred spirit, someone who saw magic in the ordinary, an adventure in the everyday.